Hey everybody, what's up? How you guys all doing? I am back. This is the St. Anselms. I'm not saying keep naming it, I'm sorry. But St. Anselms Precious Holy Family. I coach Holy Family. I can't be at the game. I'm supposed to can't go to any away games, so I'm doing the next best thing. Live streaming the waiting for all my fans. So that's the answer there in the white. The whole family being the black, I think they said. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the whole family went black and blue, baby. Black and blue. Black and blue all day. Look at ladies. So cool how I'm doing this game.
From Grapponi Stadium on the campus of St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire, this is coverage of Northeast 10 College Soccer on the NE10 Now Network. Alongside St. Anselm men's soccer assistant coach Tim Field, I'm Ben Alcher, thrilled to be kicking off the women's college soccer season tonight as the St. Anselm Hawks get ready to open the regular season against the visiting Holy Family University Tigers out of the CACC. A very pivotal early season matchup, and even though it's only game one, Coach, you can say it's an important game. Holy Family and St. Anselm could both be on the NCAA bubble come the end of this season, given what both schools did last year.
Absolutely. We're expecting a really hard-nosed game. They're going to be fighting with each other, both going really hard at it. We could be seeing a preview of an NCAA game. I'm expecting a really good match tonight.
Well, at least in terms of conference matchups, St. Anselm would love to kind of stick it to the CACC. It was the Jefferson Rams out of the CACC who knocked St. Anselm out of the NCAA first round last year, the Hawks' first ever appearance in the national tournament. They're hoping to get back there for a second straight season. The other big thing to mention tonight, we've got a record crowd on hand. This is going to be the largest women's soccer attendance in program history. They've got a massive group of incoming students who have turned out to support this team here on opening night. And talking to head coach Joel Bancroft before the game, he could not be more thrilled to see how his players were going to react in front of such a big crowd.
That's true. And the environment, something like this, having that 12th man in the stands really helps. And, I've got to be honest, I'm a little jealous seeing a crowd like this at a game.
Well, we know your team will get that same support throughout the year.
Yep. So I really do expect, I think the crowd's going to lift them and really help them through this match.
Well, it should be interesting. The weather gods have smiled down upon us as well. Some thunderstorms were in the forecast we were thinking for this evening, but fortunately they got out of here in the afternoon. And thankfully for the players, it's also seemed to cool things down a little bit, expecting temperatures to be in the mid to low 70s as we go through the game this evening.
Right, that'll help. And I expect they're going to be running quite a bit tonight. This is not going to be a slow game. It's going to be an extremely direct and tough game.
Weather friendly for the players as well. Virtually no wind, so that's not going to affect the crosses or anything like that. St. Anselm will have the ball going right to left to open things up. The Hawks wearing the home whites today with the navy blues. Holy Family are in the black and light blues as this one blasted up the field. Let's take a look at the starting goaltenders. Wide variety of experience between the two sides for St. Anselm. It is true freshman Emma Hudson from Kingston, Massachusetts, getting the nod in the opener. The incumbent goaltender Kate Macaluso out with an injury at least for game one. So Emma Hudson gets the nod tonight. And on the other side for Holy Family, it's the grad student Brianna Pudlow, who was the CACC goalie of the year in the shortened spring 2021 season.
I know Coach Bancroft is really high on the freshmen that he brought in this year, and I think they're going to do well. I don't think they're really going to miss anything having the freshman goal starting off.
Well, they have a few of them in the starting lineup alongside Hudson, so we'll see how they have an impact early on. Tigers trying to establish possession early here. A little physical bump right there, and the first foul of the game will go against St. Anselm. And the crowd lets the official know about it, but a good foul call there.
Yeah, you can't argue with that one.
Tigers are going to throw plenty of bodies forward here from this free kick from near midfield. Blasted in on the right foot. Hudson comes off her line and fields it cleanly.
She did a good job. For her first touch in her college career, she really commanded her box there.
Always good to get the nerves settled down right away. Hawks will try to boot it out of possession from the back. Settled here by Olivia Gotobed, the team's leading scorer last year. Did not get a lot of run in the preseason due to a knock, but she's out there in the starting lineup today alongside Josie Pecor, looking to play the through ball here. The Vermont natives pass is cut out. The Tigers back in possession. Out along the sideline, it is out, and it will be a throw for Holy Family. Finished 12-5-2 in the regular season last year, 9-2. They were tied for the regular season champions in the CACC, but were knocked off in the CACC semifinals by the aforementioned Jefferson Rams. It actually wasn't even a close game, 4-1. Jefferson took it to Holy Family on their own field in a Philadelphia City rivalry. Here's Pecor able to get behind this ball. Got a step on Grace Joyce, who has to recover. Pecor plays it into the middle. Here's Gotobed shaking to the left foot. And it's blocked off of Go-to-Bed. It's going to side spin its way toward the end line. It's going to sit there, not going to roll out of play. Tigers were thinking that was going to roll out for a goal kick, and some good pressure by Allison Silverstein down the line forces Holy Family to give up a deep throw.
It's a really smart play by Allison there, stepping in, not letting the ball get out, and giving the team the opportunity to attack again.
So now the Hawks will look to utilize the deep throw. Aaron Rutherford sends it back in. Silverstein trapped. Rutherford, left-footed cross. A little bit out of reach of the intended target. Nifty move there by Catherine White. Left-footed shot is blocked. Tigers are going to look to counter. On the break the other way, Bryn Hess quickly snuffed out by Rutherford. Here's Go-to-Bed making a run. Again, gets by the first defender. Nifty move to get to the left foot. Go-to-Bed along the end line. Puts on the brakes. Fed to the top of the box. And it is whacked out. And it is going to be the first corner of the game, and it will go to the Hawks. First set-piece opportunity for either side. We're less than 5 minutes in. St. Anselms trying to get its first good scoring chance. It'll be Catherine White, the senior, coming over to take it. Big pile of bodies right at the top of the box for the Hawks. Here comes White. Deep ball, headed wide, settled down. Oh, fanning on this shot was the freshman Kaylee Porter. Had a good look to wind up and hit it. But Porter just scuffed it down into the turf. Freshly remodeled turf here at Grapponi Stadium. That was work they did in the offseason. A goal kick coming up here for Holy Family. While we have a moment, mention a great cause that the Hawks are supporting tonight and throughout the season. You can probably see some of the warm-up shirts dotted around the crowd, but warm-up shirts that the team was wearing prior to the game in honor of legendary and longtime club coach in New Hampshire, Rusty Whiteman, who was recently diagnosed with esophageal cancer, and they are raising money tonight to support his GoFundMe page. The Hawks are doing that as well. You can log on to st.anselmshawks.com/Rusty, RUSTY, and you can get all the information about donating to that cause. And Coach, I know you have known Rusty for a long time and throughout the club circuit here in New Hampshire, and obviously a great cause that the team is supporting all season
Absolutely.
long.
One of the great guys, actually a coach that I love to coach against. We always have great matches between us. He's done a lot for.
I don't know, guys.
Really
They do the whole
changed the
game.
face of soccer in the last 5 or 6 years. It's horrible what he's going through, but any way we can help, we're all going to.
That's what they do.
Well, that's
I'm
the
the whole
true mark
game.
of someone who's
Without stopping it, I
say
don't
you love
mess
to
with
coach against them.
I'm
Right?
doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole game.
Not too many you can say that about. Tigers do enough to clear it out to midfield. Hawks have started to assert themselves a little bit in the last
Definitely
couple of
taking
minutes.
control, and they're setting the pace right now. Really starting to find some space out wide, which should help them a lot.
I made through the whole
Nicor
game.
dances away from a double
Waiting
team.
on it.
Back into the middle. White trying to
Yeah,
run
that
onto it.
definitely
Little
did.
hesitation. Then she gets bowled over to play on from the official. And a nice block by Delaney Glode,
That's the
stepping out of the back, fed it to
coming
White,
out.
steps
I
around the
tried to
defender,
fix it,
plays a
and
through
I-
ball, sort of split the difference there between Pecor on the middle and Porter on the other side.
That ball 3 inches the other way, and that ball she's in with the shot.
Pecor put on the brakes, almost like she thought she was offside.
Right.
Good
right.
ball
I think
out.
she knew that she would have to go through the defender to get the ball as well.
Headed off towards the corner. Long run here. And a successful track down to the ball. The battle still continues back towards midfield. Pecor tries to step to it, but the Tigers maintain possession. There's Maura Kilkenny, a sophomore out of Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Not a lot of newcomers for this Holy Family team. Only one true freshman, Jenna Slavin, joining the group. They do have a handful of transfers coming in now, especially from the D1 level. Maggie Cliggett among those in the starting lineup today, a transfer from Mount St. Mary's. They are largely going to be deriving their offense once again through Jacqueline Ziegler, who scored 6 and assisted on 8 others a year ago.
That guy doesn't know what he's
He's
talking
at
about.
CACC first team for the second time in her career. Here's Silverstein again, putting some pressure on the back line. Able to win it away in the corner. Takes it along the end line, still with it. Got it back to the right foot. Finds Pecor. Move back in the direction of White. Hawks trying to be patient with it. Rutherford toward the top of the box. It's flicked away. And now settled on here for Addie Burkett. True freshman starting center back today alongside the veteran Delaney Glode. So Burkett gets the call. And that's obviously an indication of what Coach Bancroft and the entire coaching staff sees in her. You know, you get the nod on day one as a true freshman.
Right. He's starting 4 freshmen, which is pretty impressive that he was able to bring in 4 girls that could just step up and start at this level.
Injuries a little bit of a factor as well. We mentioned the goalie Macaluso out. There's a couple other returning starters not in. Flag's going to be up here for offsides on Pecor.
It's a great decision by Allison after she made the move to create some space to play the ball through, but they were still offside.
Going to be interesting what kind of a year Pecor has. You feel like she's in line to kind of have a bit of a breakout season. Had a goal and 2 assists as a freshman last year, but talented player out of the state of Vermont. Maybe not the most heralded recruiting ground, but coach was high on her ability. Says she's a different type of forward who can, you know, really hold up play well. Just maybe needs to get that extra little bit of polish on the finish, and she'll be among the top scorers on the team.
I think with what they've been able to do so far, I know we're only 8 minutes into the game, but they've been able to find the space, and they will connect that pass, and I expect to see some things from her.
That's it. This is the first game for both teams.
Tigers trying to get some possession established. Knocked away at center. I believe that was Godebed poking it away. And we do call the foul as Godebed was knocked down. A little bit of a adjusted setup.
That reference, the guy
really got Pecor pretty much almost all alone at the top of the formation, and Godebed, who typically plays at the top, sort of sitting in behind a little bit more.
I think it's going to help them hold the ball and really play. Oh, they're on to something here.
Pecor trying to hit it on for Silverstein. She blocks the exit pass. It's going to spin out, and the throw will go to the Tigers. Talked about Holy Family's great season last year. Came to a tough end in the CACC semifinals. Hawks had really a historic season by program standards. 10 wins, among the most they've had in program history. 7-5-1 in the Northeast 10. Good enough for a 6th-place finish. But really the difference came in the postseason. A quarterfinal playoff round win on the road at Bentley might have been the difference maker that got them off the bubble and into the NCAA tournament. They also had a huge regular season win over a ranked Southern New Hampshire team. That was sort of the eye-opener for the voters around the region to kind of get St. Anselms in the mix.
Yes.
And they did enough solid work to earn themselves the 4 seed in the East region. And it came all the way down to penalty kicks in their opener against Jefferson after a scoreless draw through 2 overtimes.
They definitely opened some eyes with that win over Southern New Hampshire University. That was a really exciting game to watch. The energy after that game just carried them on.
When the transfers,
now Coach Bancroft knows it's incumbent upon his team and his staff and his players to try to do it again.
Right. You've got to repeat.
It's great to do it once. Better to do it more.
Yeah. Why not an 8 or 10 year run?
Well, he said it. He sees, great potential in the program that, had not had great success. Those double-digit win seasons were few and far between. But he has really turned this program into a potential NE10 contender in just a few years.
Absolutely.
And that's nothing to speak of, essentially losing the better part of a year and a half due to the pandemic. It was really only last year that there started to be some semblance of normalcy, and even that was not 100% the case. This is really the year where, there's been regular training, regular schedule lined up, regular travel. Players have had a regular off season, big collision as Pecor goes down and Tigers win the ball, but their counterattack is quickly wiped out by the freshman Porter.
You do bring up an interesting point when we talk about the COVID year.
We are doing pretty good.
We weren't allowed to train.
We had
7 or 8 players.
Okay.
It's really hard to build a team.
We did.
He did a good job together. and it's really starting to
They're
show.
two very good teams. Both
And
teams.
everybody approached it differently, which is the NE10 did not have an abbreviated spring season like a lot of the CACC had a 7-game season in the spring of 21, but even that off season was a little bit different in terms of going into the fall of last year, because I don't think anyone had a solid handle on what the schedule was going to look like. Were you going to be limited to conference only? Would you be able to travel as normal?
It was definitely an odd year, and it was
actually supposed to play
about this time that we knew whether or not we were going to play the conference games. On the mid side, we had a single scrimmage in 2020. So it was definitely a tough
now, but
so I think everyone around the programs is thankful to get back to what, at least until the past couple of years, has been the norm. Hawks with a turnover, go to bed, surrounded by 3, now 4. It's booted away. Here's Glode trying to send it to the corner. High hop. Silverstein can't do anything with that.
I love live streaming games, guys.
Just about 15 minutes gone here in the opening half from Manchester. No score between St. Anselm and Holy Family in this regular season opener for both teams. Tigers will not be done in New England after today. They have a short turnaround. Off day tomorrow, and then they'll head down to Worcester to take on Assumption in a Sunday afternoon affair before heading back to Philadelphia. When you have a short turnaround like that, you'd have to think that Joe Reeves, the Tigers head coach, is going to factor in some minutes for her players as this game goes, with an eye towards Sunday as well.
Absolutely, and I did notice in the first few minutes she already had her bench moving again, keeping them loose, which makes me think she will be subbing pretty freely today.
Ziegler was tripped up, leading to the free kick here. Deep ball down the line, headed away by Rutherford.
Who was that?
Tries to settle it. Nicely played by Hess, the sophomore out of Benton, Pennsylvania. Trying to slip around Rutherford here. Hess looking to get in the quick cross, but Rutherford blocks it out for a throw. Tigers have not had a whole lot of possession on this end. Their only shot on goal came on a free kick from about 40 yards out. That one's knocked down toward the edge of the box. Hess on it again. Intercepted by Silverstein.
Excellent read.
Looks
excellent
to
ball.
Outlet Pecor. Long run for Pecor, but she'll get there. Has a player streaking in on the far side. Tries to slip it through to go to bed. But it'll find its way instead to the keeper, Pudlow. You wonder if Pecor saw the target on the other side. I believe it was Porter who made the run. Or if she just didn't have a good way to get the ball all the way across the field.
I'm not sure if she saw that run, but it was one coming from the middle that I think she was trying to get to, and the defender got a toe on it, and I think it slowed it down just enough that it threw the run off. I know it wasn't the result they're looking for, but the build-up was actually very nice. And showing that they are starting to penetrate into the Holy Family's half.
Ziegler back to help, fires it to her bench. That'll lead to a Hawks throw. Rutherford looking for options. Skipped along by Tyra McCleary, junior from Quincy, Mass, but too much on the pass, and so it'll lead to another goal kick for Pudlow. A little bit of an interesting story. Pudlow, excellent goalie. As we mentioned, CACC Goalie of the Year in that abbreviated Spring 21 season, but was not on the team last year, didn't attend classes, took a year off, and retained that grad year of eligibility, which she's taking now. But did not really affect Holy Family at all because they had Alana McSeed, who, as a senior, turned in a great year, had 7 or 8 shutouts, and was the CACC Goalie of the Year anyway. So 2 years running, 2 seasons running, essentially. The Tigers have had the Goalie of the Year, and the CACC tells you how good they are on the defensive side of the ball.
I guess it's a nice problem to have when you have the goalkeeper of the year. You bring back the goalkeeper of the year from the previous year to replace her.
That's right. Pudlow did get the nod and the start last time these two teams met. That was September of 2019. That was a 1-0 win for the Hawks in overtime in Philadelphia. It was Kaylee Farino who had the game winner in overtime. Pudlow had 5 saves in that game. Handful of Holy Family players back from that one. Not much on the Hawks side. Here's Peacourt getting in on Kilkenny to knock it loose. Played back to go to bed. Hawks trying to get numbers the other way. The pass is snuffed out. McCleary can't control it. It'll be settled down here by Gianna Monica. A couple times now, Kilkenny has found herself in trouble. She was first team All-CACC last year as a rookie. But the Hawks have not hesitated to attack her.
They've definitely played a lot of high pressure on her. And every time she touches the ball, someone's right on her.
Quick touch from Go to Bed. Go to Bed with it. Winding up with a right foot. A shot just over the bar. First good look of the day for the Hawks. Comes from their leading scorer last year. And Go to Bed put it about a foot over the crossbar.
I think we're seeing what Coach Bancroft wanted in the middle instead of up top. If she can find more gaps at the top of the box, she will put more.
She and White helped combine to force the turnover there. There have been a handful of those here in the first half. There's Porter, chipping it up in the direction of Peacourt, tries to settle off the stomach. Able to turn and face, slipping it down the line. Go to Bed, in after it. Go to Bed, tried to cut it back. It's deflected. And Go to Bed, instead of sending another ball back across, we'll say let's take a corner. Second one of the night for the Hawks. Just about midway through the first half, no score. Hawks have started to assert themselves. Still no official shots on goal. Here's the second corner floating. And it'll get away briefly. Burkett goes upstairs to play with a head. Nicely flicked on by Glode, but pounded back out by Holy Family. Porter racing back the other way. With a burst of speed, Porter eases it out to the side, but White's offsides.
She went a step too early.
It's fun now.
Free kick. Give it back to the Tigers. All this build-up play we've seen from St. Anselm over the last 10, 15 minutes, Coach, but only one shot, not one, the one a minute ago from Go to Bed. Do you want to see them take opportunities at goal a little bit more often or more quickly in the build-up?
I think what we're seeing right now, there's definitely the opportunities to shoot her there, but they're showing some patience and they're really looking for the right look. I think the last shot in the top of the box showed that they're not afraid to pull the trigger from outside. And I think that's where they're going to find more opportunities. But don't be surprised, especially with Silverstein, if she makes a move and goes to goal. I think she's going to have plenty of space on that left-hand side on that post.
Certainly has had some opportunities early. Long throw in, finds its way to Hudson, her first touch in a while.
Wow.
Pressure here on Glode right out of the gate, but she's able to navigate around it.
I've been impressed so far with the Hawks. They've done a good job of controlling the ball, not letting the pressure really get to them and feeding the passes up to the attacking players.
Talked about the Hawks missing a couple of incumbent starters in today's starting group. That includes one of their key defenders from a year ago, Megan Nguyen, the senior from Massachusetts. Played in all 18 games last year. Former Northeast 10L rookie performer back in 2019, and really one of the few players on the roster that has a significant bulk of college games of experience. Again, we talked about the COVID effect earlier. That has been one big effect, especially for this St. Anselm team. There's just not a lot of players in this group that have a lot of college games under their belt.
Right. They're learning the game at this level and the speeds that are created at the college level. The good news is they all come from very solid club teams, and they were playing at a high level. So,
I mean, you're talking essentially about, players with junior standing who maybe have only played 10, 15 games.
Exactly.
Which is crazy to think about. You might play that many in a year.
Right. Losing the year didn't help them at all, but we just saw on the run on the outside, defender stepping in front of the ball, with composure and then building the ball forward. Unlucky on what happened to her after that, but still it shows the soccer IQ and the understanding and vision on the field.
Tigers trying to get something going forward here. Monaco's pathway is blocked, though. Another long outlet ball. Pecor's onside again. Is she going to win the race? No, Pudlow's got her by a step. White wins it back in midfield. Back into space. Pecor there. Touches it off. White from the 25-yard line. Plays it down toward the corner. Long run for Porter. And a hard slide tackle. And it does deflect out off of Porter, so it'll be a goal kick. Wisely played in the end by Izzy Mignon. Had the angle. She knew it. Went to ground first, but made sure to get the ball.
I think you're going to see more opportunities created out there with her speed as well. That ball might have been a little heavy in front of her, but if they dial it in, you will see her taking some opportunities with shots.
Porter has done a ton of running so far down that far sideline. A little tug of the jersey here. She's not going to get away with that.
I guess the rain helped them out a little bit, bringing the temperatures down 10 or 12 degrees.
It certainly helps us in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel a lot better about it. Should be ideal for the early homestand. Hawks will be back in action next Wednesday. They play host to Wilmington. 3 p.m., so midweek, mid-afternoon matchup.
That's not bad, you know. Actually,
A couple of home games to start the year for St. Anselms. You mentioned the potential to try to turn into an NE10 contender. The Hawks were picked 6th in the preseason poll this year, which is exactly where they finished last year. They actually tied for 5th, but 6th in terms of playoff seeding. Here's Go-to-Bed trying to force another turnover, and it is just barely rescued by Cliggett in the end. Back to Pudlow, trying to get him to escape from danger, but another giveaway. Cliggett blocked the pass from White. Hawks go back to go forward. Silverstein couldn't connect with Rutherford, so glowed all the way back to Hudson to reset.
Excellent decision there. She saw the pressure was coming. Didn't try to force anything in that part of the field.
White able to connect it out wide. Rutherford has some space and takes it. Rutherford into space, giving Silverstein room to run.
That's a good ball.
Silverstein cuts it back to the right foot. Looked like she had an opportunity to slip it to Pecor. Couldn't find her. Pass deflected away. Here's Ziegler. Silverstein with a block. And it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. And we'll get our first subs of the day. 2 aside. Checking in for Holy Family is Allison Loper, along with Carly Nothnagel. For the Hawks, it'll be Pecor coming off, along with McCleary. And coming in is Megan Nguyen. Zarina Pinto, the other entry. So Pinto, another part of that freshman class, Groveland, Massachusetts native, out of the NEFC club program. Again, coach was very high on this incoming group. Pinto was one he pointed out as a player who he thinks can make an impact, and utilizing her right away as a sub here in the first half.
I was impressed how quickly Megan stated her dominance there. The ball just taking it off the player's feet, turning and connecting the pass.
Long ball, able to connect with Go-to-Bed. She's able to put it into space. This is Porter, I believe, trying to turn the corner. Left it behind her for a moment, got back on it. Porter to the top of the box. Left-footed shot is going to squirrel wide.
She's going to be a little bit upset with her shot, but her run and her ability to get in there, if she can continue to do that, she's going to get a lot of opportunities tonight.
Just that little stumble almost looked like it threw everything off, and she was never able to get her feet set.
Her rhythm got pushed. There's your first game jitters. Get them out of the way.
Again, some high pressure on Pudlow as the Tigers build from the back. Ziegler coming all the way back into the defensive third. Don't usually see her there. Long ball over the top, snuffed out by Burkett. Rutherford, Silverstein looking for the quick turn. It wasn't there. It's poked out. Rutherford will take the throw. Ziegler again just hammers it back out. Little shift in the midfield for the Hawks. Nguyen has settled into that sort of holding midfielder role, and White has stepped up a little more to the fore. And that's something to be expected with Nguyen's defensive capabilities.
I think so. I think she definitely just owns that part of the field.
This one played into space, glowed with a look over her right shoulder to see who's coming. Tried to squeeze it into Rutherford, but it wasn't available. Tigers will chug their way upfield. Just under 17 minutes remaining here in the opening half, still scoreless. Only 3 total shots. Only 1 shot on goal. That for Holy Family. It came with a 40-yard free kick. So really not much in the way of high-quality scoring chances. The Hawks' best look came on a bid from Olivia Gotobed at the top of the box. And got a foul here against St. Anselms.
Holy Family would have had another shot on frame, but they can win again, stepping in front of it and controlling the ball.
Here's another long free kick. See if they try to put it in the mix here and give Hudson some traffic. Powerful ball, but well wide. In the end, no trouble for the freshman. Another change coming here for the Tigers. Abby D'Ambra, a sophomore from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, enters in. Looks like Hannah Florentino will be coming off.
I wonder if the Holy Family coaches are thinking that the Hawks have had too much penetration down the middle because they just made a change to center back and it's pretty early for something like that.
First touch here for D'Ambra.
D'Ambra, not D'Ambra.
Lowe just hammers it back out toward the Hawks sideline.
If this guy's announced, he should know how to say really well. Some of them names are hard to pronounce. D'Ambra, not D'Ambra. D'Ambra.
At the throw in, Pinto can't control. Rutherford blasts it up in the direction of Gotobed. That one rolled up the arm of D'Ambra, but the official says play on. White unable to control. Big collision. Nguyen blasts it out. Headed along by Porter. Quick stop and start. Porter again gets by 1. Porter with a cross. It's blocked. Still up for grabs. Hawks will get to the loose ball first. Played down towards the corner. And it's offside. Porter had put it on a tee for White. And she ends up just hammering it over the top. Everyone in the crowd signals field goal, but you don't get 3 points for that here. What happens when the stationary uprights sit right behind the goal, right?
Exactly.
A little bit different when the Hawks are playing at their usual home at Malucci Field, which is situated sort of just behind the stands here at Grapponi Stadium. Also different because the field at Malucci is natural grass instead of the turf here at Grapponi, so a little bit of adjustment to the different surface.
Most beautiful natural grass field in New England. Although I am biased.
Well, and we got some even better news that there's a new field coming. This one crossed in, a little flick. Gotobed petitioning that there was a deflection, not going to win that debate with the official, though. It was announced just before the start of the season that men's and women's track and field program will be introduced here at St. Anselms in the next year or two. And along with that will come an outdoor track and field facility, which will combine as a new soccer facility, which I'm sure you're thrilled about.
Absolutely. It's going to be wonderful to have something like that.
Faith Lee checking in for St. Anselm, sophomore out of North Andover, Massachusetts, a transfer from Southern Connecticut State, played in 4 games with the Owls a year ago. And replaced Allison Silverstein. Looks like that is a like-for-like trade at midfield. maybe among the forward group, I should say. Silverstein's been operating down the near sideline for the most part, and that's where Lee is situated now. Here's Diambra under a little pressure. Pinto forces the ball loose.
Excellent defending.
Back for Lee. In the space, looking for Go-to-Bed. Off the hop. White unable to bring it down. The Tigers will settle it back. Holy Family's had the opportunity to be on the ball a little bit more over the last 10 minutes. Have not really generated much offense out of it, but have started to sort of even out those possession stats, which I know the coaches keep a keen eye on.
That was an excellent non-call there by the referee.
Porter able to win it away. Here's White.
Elects
to go back to Burkett.
Shots. So far, guys, we have
to find a target down the field. Go-to-Bed will settle. Turns it down the line. It's Porter again, looking to make another run. Cuts in immediately. Porter looking to slip it through. It's just behind Pinto, though. Played back up into the air. Aerial battle won by Diambra, and then White skips it out to the side. The two freshmen trying to combine there. Porter and Pinto.
Pinto has seemed to have himself in the right place at the right time a few times now, and I'm really impressed with him.
A couple more changes for Holy Family. Gianna Penacol, a senior midfielder who's actually going to be part of the back line, it looks like now, for the Tigers. From Huntington Valley, as Pennsylvania's checked in, along with Ava Hooten, sophomore out of Pocono Summit, Pennsylvania. She and her twin sister, Alyssa, both a key part of this Holy Family program. Rutherford with it for St. Anselm. Has to work her way down the line. Got around one. A little toe poke. Able to find Lee. Nguyen stepping up. Knew the contact was coming and braced for it. Concedes the throw. Trying to get back into it here as we work down towards the final 10 minutes of the opening half. Not much for them to get up and get excited about here over the first 45. Again, only 4 total shots. We're going to get another sub in here for St. Anselm. This will be Madison DiNapoli, another of the freshman class coming in. And it is Go-to-Bed who gets the breather. Again, just trying to build in a little extra rest for the top goal scorer from a year ago for St. Anselm. Certainly earned her minutes over the first 45. This one played into space, but again, too heavily hit. Smacked out by Penacol, and so it'll be a throw.
That again shows the senior experience from when gets the ball on the near side, turns to the middle, and sees the outside back streaking down the field, finding her right stride.
Attempted cross deflected out, so the Hawks will win another corner out of it. This is their third. White again will key it in. And swinger back toward the top of the box, gets through the crowd. Lead a lofted shot, and it's going to go over.
You know, something interesting that I'm noticing on all the corner kicks is Holy Family is dropping everyone back, which is around the box, to bring the extra attack. And that's where the shot came from on this time.
One more change for Joel Bancroft here before the first half comes to an end. Sydney Winnick, sophomore out of Haverhill, Mass, is going to replace Porter, who should get a nice hand. Really good first debut minutes for the freshman. Putting some solid work in down that right-hand side. Winnick, meanwhile, coming off a great freshman campaign. 2 goals, 4 assists. Hawks might have something here off the turnover. Pinto settles, squares, hits the bar.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, God.
Took her time finding her left foot, but all she catches is crossbar.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but that again started with the senior leadership of Meg Nguyen. Taking the ball, stepping up, and creating the counterattack.
Meanwhile, it's Nofnagel with a turnover here, a sliding pass.
Farley, what are you
Controlled by
doing?
White. First touch here for Winnick. Check that. It's Lee, I believe, down the far side, making a run after it. Played out off of the foot of Lee, and it'll be a throw for Holy Family. Now, just when it looked like might not get anything before the first half comes to an end, another turnover. And Pinto, some good composure there, right at the top of the box. Didn't hurry that shot.
I don't think
Couldn't quite tuck it in under the bar.
No, we are.
Looking for Pinto again. It is snuffed out. Tigers look for transition. There's Loper. Rolled it through a pair of teammates. Sent back in the direction of Winnick. Rutherford will tap it along towards her. Good body control there by Ziegler. Burkett steps to it. Settled by Glode. Again, long ball too far for Pinto. She does get a touch. Penacall. Pinto knocks it away only for a moment. Good combination play there between White and Pinto to force another turnover. And a throw for the Hawks. Rutherford looking for options here on the throw. Goes down the line. In the direction of White. Taken out for another throw.
Oh, no. She's ready to play.
So both teams have made their fair share of subs here in the first half. No surprise to see minutes being fairly equitably handed out in the opener. Coaches usually use those early games, try to get a feel for, sort of what combinations work best.
Exactly. And I think the move to put in Nguyen has really changed, the pace of the game, helped the Hawks.
So Ransom trying to dig it free in the corner. It's going to be deflected out for a goal kick. Another sub here before the end of the half. Rebecca Casper, a sophomore from Mullica Hill, New Jersey, checks in for Holy Family.
20. 32?
Looks like it's Kilkenny coming out. So Holy Family making a lot of changes, even along that back line here in the first half. Trying to keep those defenders who've been under significant pressure fresh. Lee may have gotten a hand to it, and they will whistle it back there.
There's a situation where the ball just finds her.
Tried to give it that sneaky little tap along.
Yeah, she thought she might get away with it.
There's Penacall. Lee trying to knock it away from behind. Finds the feet of Ziegler. Hasn't had much opportunity going forward today.
Get it, Jackie. Get it, Jackie. Move to the ball.
So Napoli unable to settle it. Calmly taken down by Kilkenny. I guess she actually did remain on the field. Let's see who was taken off for. Holy Family was Alyssa who came out for Casper. And the first touch from Casper goes out of play. Final 3.5 minutes here of the first half. No score. Hawks have had the better quality chances. 2 good looks, one from Gotobed, the other from Zarina Pinto. Both from about the top of the 18. One just over the bar, one hit the bar.
Excellent tackle there.
Napoli trying to put some pressure on. Kilkenny looking to weave her way through the traffic. The path is blocked. Pinto looking for an outlet. Delays, and now tries to play it into space for Winnick. She'll put it off the body of a Holy Family defender and take the throw. Goes quickly to DiNapoli. Winnick able to keep it in off the body. And now a sandwich of players, and we may get a whistle and a card here. We're going to get our first card of the game, and it will go to Sydney Winnick. That was one of the more remarkable aspects to the Hawks season a year ago. One yellow card the entire season. And here
They've
get
only
one
got
in game
15
one.
and a half games left to keep that record alive.
Right, exactly.
Well, that was 4.
They were very clean penalty-wise last year.
It's a tricky ball. It was well done.
Right at the top. Good communication there between Burkett, who helped shadow the ball, and Hudson came to get it.
2 minutes. What we're going to buy?
Again, out for Rutherford.
Yes, 2 minutes after I was going to go.
Trying that sideline.
It's all good.
Into the middle for DiNapoli. Just got caught turning the wrong way there.
What, Mom?
Headed away by Glode. Headed on by Nguyen. Again, in the direction of DiNapoli, but it won't find her this time. Rutherford again pounds it forward. Headed away nicely there by Penacol.
I got to keep an eye on that ball then. I keep like that. I keep track of my phone for my boss, for the coaches.
Well, patience from Glode. Now Rutherford ends up colliding with Casper. That forces the turnover for the Tigers. Trying to go direct up the middle, and Glode there to wipe it away. Down to the final minute here, the opening 45.
Take a shot!
Again, straight up the gut for Holy Family and finding nothing there. Penacol. Ziegler tried to slip it through there to Diambra.
Diambra, what are you talking about, man? Get the name right.
Their long ball, again, Glode all over it. That one hammered. Hudson will let it go wide. And it'll be a goal kick for the Hawks. Maybe you had to grade this first 45 for St. Anselm, Coach. How do you see it?
man. It's a few. Crap, guys. I'm back. I don't know how much time is left, but let's see here. It's not 7:45, so it should be starting anytime soon. Second half. Um, 2 shots. And the goalie, the other team has 2. A 6. Um, so far we have always time we has 2 shots to goal, 2 shots, 1 shot on goal. St. Anselms has 4 shots, no shots on goal. Quarter kick, St. Anselms has 3, we have none. Nobody has the red card yet. Yellow cards, we have 0. St. Anselms, always time we have 0. St. Anselms has 1. Fouls, we have 1. Always time we has 1. St. Anselms has 7. Offsides, always time we has 0. St. Anselms has 3 saves. St. Anselms, whole family is 0. St. Anselms has shots faced. Whole family 4. St. Anselms 2. Only 1 shot for 1 goal from both teams so far. So, I don't know how they're going to come out in the second half. We'll find out soon. I don't know if we'll be the starting 11 to start the game or what. I mean, if I was the coach, I was gonna say everybody start the game go out. That's if somebody's hurt, but that's if somebody's hurt. I didn't see anybody go down when he stopped. I didn't see any stoppages though. I'd love to see number 21 get in that game now. The whole family. I don't know if she will. We get the ball second half, so what the time is it pretty young? We don't have that many young players, but um we And it should have stopped. I don't know. It's crazy right now because it should have the head should have been up by now. I should have timed it. I should put my stopwatch on. That's what I should have done. Every time when I'm not at home, that's what I usually do. Um, I don't know what to wait for, but you know what? What they may do, they may give 40 minutes instead of they may give like 40 minutes instead of 15. I don't know. Um, I don't know if there's any music playing. No, are you kidding me? This is the broadcast to stop. Oh no. I don't know what they're talking about. They said the broadcast to stop. Totally first hand. You know what? We have to restart this again, guys. Let's see here. Sometimes that happens, and then you gotta restart it. Wait a minute. I hope they didn't stop the game. But they said it was gonna rain, right? It's not an official game either. So they got 70. I did the same. They said guys did a great job too. I'm hoping it's not. Um, let's see here. Let's see the rain. Right? Let's hope that's not screwing up the whole game. I don't think it's raining. Or maybe the announcer didn't realize they stopped it. You know what? I'm just gonna stop it, guys. I'm gonna stop my live stream. I let you guys know how to go.